Okay, everybody, I am what? I am your host for this evening and also the head of our esteemed journey. I am your 2013 air guitar world champion, Mean Maleen. We are bringing together 30 of the best, most creative, most fun loving, freakiest, peace loving people from around this great and wonderful globe. That's right, the international air guitar community to put on the show of shows, the Olympics of invisibility, the Super Bowl of shred, if you will, right here live on Twitch. Now, countries around the world have shamelessly put their best and brightest performers, fiercest competitors, and frankly, flat out insane representatives on the Air Guitar World Championship stage with their invisible instruments for 30 years. This worldwide phenomenon, which promotes world peace with a wink smile and an aggressively unhinged pelvic thrust, has inspired playwrights, filmmakers, and doctorate researchers since its founding in Oulu, Finland in 1996. Think about that. The beautiful madness. An entire generation of Finnish children have grown up knowing that every single August, fretless freaks from the absolute furthest corners of the earth are going to descend on a massive stage in downtown Oulu. We're talking 10,000 screaming fans, the global press corps, and anyone else brave enough to keep a sense of humor in these dark times, all gathering to watch people strum pure imagination for global harmony. The logic is bulletproof. You can't hold a gun while you're holding an air guitar. And this year, it's historic. Not only are we celebrating 30 years of beautiful absurdity, but Oulu's officially been named the European Capital of Culture. They are building an enormous stage right on top of the water in the Pokesania Sea area for an epic 3-night gauntlet on August 27th, August 28th, and August 29th. Before any of that madness happens, however, we have to narrow this down. There's a stacked field today of 30 competitors. Now, we're going to narrow them down to the final 15 who get to step onto that floating stage. These 30 have already survived a brutal cut from the original 44 international entries, and the talent level is terrifying. I say we because yours truly is heading up a clinical jury of 5 distinguished global air titans. But before we scissor kick our way into the history books, let's thank our sponsors. And there they are. The Oulu 2026 European Capital of Culture. Look at this, guys. This is going to be an amazing event. And also, I want you to remember that this is Air Guitar World Championships maiden voyage on Twitch. So if you want to talk trash or you want to cheer in the live chat, make sure you're signed in. And if you're clipping highlights for social media, tag us and use the legendary international hashtag of global sanity, written famously across the chest of our beloved forefather Bjorn Tarok, make air, not war. Now, we're about to turn it over to our other judges who are going to tell you a bit about themselves and what they're expecting to see today. So, who are we going to first? Oh, yes, the cat in the hat, whose volume knob only goes to 11. It's Gore Kitty.
Yay!
Good evening, everyone in the air guitar community. It's an honor to be here tonight. I wish you all have a pleasant night. My background in air guitar comes back down to 2001 when I first saw Zach Monroe winning the championships. Then I attended 4 times in Darkhorses, ending up on world stage twice, and been judging Darkhorses earlier, about 15 years ago. But I'm overwhelmed about what is going to happen, and I wish you all luck.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. Now, let's go to a man who looked me dead in the eye before hitting the world stage in 2013 and turned to me and said, "Will you light my arms on fire?" Agwc!
Yeah, that's history, dude. Yeah, Agwc from Belgium, a former Belgian champion and current president of Air Guitar Belgium. And I'm very excited to be part of this, and I'm sure we'll see amazing performance and a lot of craziness. That's what I'm looking for.
I like it. I like it. A lot of craziness is pretty much, I think, what we're going to it's going to be in store for us today. So now let's move on to the multi-talented, hyper-vibrant star of both stage and screen from Canada, Danosaurus Rex.
Hello, everyone. I'm Danosaurus Rex. I am here in Canada. Good evening to those of you in Finland. Good morning to those of you in that part of the world, in New Zealand and whatnot. I am so excited and honored to be judging this qualifiers round. I have been a part of air guitar since 2018, and I have been fortunate to go to Finland twice to represent Canada. Once was last year. And today, this evening, what I'm really looking for is, of course, our technicality, of course, the routine, but my bread and butter, my favorite thing in the world is airness. I want to see you go wild, go crazy. I want to see you just a loose cannon, not caring at all what you look like or what happens, and that guitar could go anywhere. Who knows? Maybe it'll end up your bed.
All right. Well, it's going to be really interesting because all of these videos are pre-taped. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how people translate energy and that live excitement that you were just talking about in a video. So I'm excited to see that. Lastly, certainly not least, a legend in his own time from the pioneering global airband sensation Airnadet, selling out massive shows across the world and elsewhere, Chateau Brutal.
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm Chateau Brutal, as Eric said, and I'm a former French champion. I'm not former. I was champion 20 years ago. I'm an old champion. And as you said, I've been in Ernadette, and we did so many shows all over the world, including Yolu for sure. And what I want is to feel the sweat through my screen, because sweat is the most important thing for me in playing air guitar.
Awesome. All right. Well, if we don't see the sweat beads on the camera, we're going to be really disappointed today. All right. Well, now you guys have seen our judges. You know this is going to be an amazing show. The first one ever, by the way, the first virtual Darkhorse event, 30 people. This is going to be nuts. Here's how the scoring is going to work tonight. Basically, if you've never seen a show before, traditional figure skating methodology, a strict 4.0 to 6.0 system. Only 3 scores will go through tonight because out of our 5 judges, the high and the low scores will be removed. Now, our panel is grading the 3 holy pillars of the sport. First, technical merit. Are you actually playing the track or just waving your hands like you're swatting bees? 2, stage presence. Can you command the room through a digital screen? Very interesting tonight. Airness, of course, finally, that indefinable, majestic je ne sais quoi, as Hypes would call it, the pure, unadulterated sizzle. Now, if we hit a dead tie for that crucial 15th qualifying spot, we are going to throw out the calculators. The judges will instantly go live, bypass the scores, and simply scream out the name of the competitor, moving on. No safety nets, direct democracy. You know, like what we used to have in the US. So, first round is going to be your song of choice, and that's it. There is only one round, right? Because basically, we're not doing a second round here. This is a 60-second performance. 15 performers are going to move on. And, you know, they've got 10 seconds before and 5 seconds after the song has finished. That's the rule extension that has been put in place for this digital competition so that people can get into character before the song starts and we can see a little bit after they're done doing their routine. So I think we're pretty much here, right? Speaking of names, here's the roster of competitors for today's show. The performance order was drawn completely at random. And let me tell you something. There's going to be 0 warming up from this panel. We expect excellence from the very first video, and true greatness is going to be rewarded immediately. From this panel, you're getting clinical consistency, absolute reliability, and if you were actually in the same room with us, a highly pungent dose of collective body odor. And hey, to the competitors sweating out there, as someone who had to perform second on the world stage in 2013 and somehow still walked away with the crown, I am telling you right now, the order doesn't mean a thing if you leave your shame on the floor. So let's have an awesome show. All right, we're going to start things off. I believe we're going to go to Germany and we're going to check out a clip from Saint Muscle. Hey, wow. Larange, you are our the voice in my head tonight. There was a giant gray screen in front of half of that video. Can you roll that again for the judges? Encore. Cheetos. Very nice. Love it. Love it. I think my favorite part was the tearing off of the wig to reveal long hair and a huge bald spot. That was amazing. All right, judges, we're going to give you some time to write everything down on your boards. We're going to hold up our scores, and then we're going to have a couple judges talk a little bit about that performance. So when you guys are ready, I see people writing. All right, let's hold them up. 5.1 from me. There we go. All right. Who wants to talk? Oh, yeah, I'll say them. 5.1, 5.2, 4.9, 5.3, and a 5.5. Who wants to talk about Saint Muscle?
I will. Yes, I loved that performance. I felt your airness completely through the screen when you transformed out from one costume to the next and then going around the pillars, walking into camera. You really had that, like rock star energy, main character energy, and then going down onto the ground backwards and then saying the lyrics to camera. I mean, come on. Mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. I mean, when you're down on the ground and you're still rocking the song, that's got to count for something. I've seen a lot of people go down for a lot worse. All right, let's move on to our second competitor. From France, La Fille en Rouge.
Woo!
Oh my God, that was fierce. That was amazing. I was about to complain to L'Orange about the sound dropping out, but it turns out that was planned. That was pretty amazing. Judges, La Fille en Rouge. Has everybody got their scores ready? It looks like it. All right, let's hold them up.
Give-
This is really hard. How do I move the opposite way? 5.6, 5.3, a 5.6, a 5.6, and a 5.4. Those are actually really great scores.
Yeah.
I'll say something about that. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that the second half of that song was very familiar and sounded like a track that I've heard before. Does anyone else want to comment?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the Nodding Thunder word winning moment, I think, if I'm right. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, to be fair, I've seen this performance a couple of times. So even though there was some lagging on my side, I knew it. So that was cool. I think a little bit more movement from the left hand would have give her an extra point, a couple of extra points, but otherwise, airness is there.
All right. Anybody else? I love the theatricality of it. Chateau Brutal. I would
Oh,
say,
yeah.
guys, just go ahead and speak because I can't. We're like 3 seconds behind.
Okay. It looks very French with a touch of Otlix school, you know, the way to hold the guitar. And I can feel sweat right from here. So I loved it.
Awesome. I did too. I did too. All right. La Fille en Rouge, nice job. Moving on to another competitor from France. I believe a world champion twice over, if I'm not mistaken. Let us please welcome into our homes the Guitar Angelo.
There ain't no grave can hold my body down.
Wow. Oh my God. I will say this about Guitar Angela is he has performed many, many times on the stage, and I don't think he ever doesn't surprise, right? Like there was 5 or 6 moments in there that I wasn't expecting, and he didn't ever get loud. He didn't go to the crazy metal part like people always do. So extra bonus points for that. Judges, I know you're writing down right now. Let's tabulate those scores. I'll try to get mine in frame. I'm having a trouble with the left and right this time. Let's see if I can. There we go. Okay. No, I'm still screwing up.
Other way. Other way.
I
Bit
can't.
more.
I can't do this.
Bit more.
Nope. Other way.
No, 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 no.
Jesus.
No.
No. We're so far behind that every time I adjust, it's already
More,
wrong.
more.
Other left.
5.8.
Yay!
5.8, 5.8, 5.9, and another 5.9. Judges, tell us about Guitar Angela's performance.
Well, I think this was a beautiful performance, a very stylish, very elegant, and very genuine for the culture. Guitarantula really made tarantula thingy going on. What I a bit more missed was the energy. Probably it is the video that doesn't give it all to us, but I think it was a very, very beautiful performance. Thank you.
I'll add to that and say that I am completely blown away by the technicality that I just witnessed. Everything was completely spot on. It was exactly right to the metronome, and the little added, clearing of the nails and the feathers coming out of the hat. It was so beautifully performative, and it was like a rehearsed ballet, but airness and beautiful, and I loved it.
Absolutely agree. And people talk about the 3-act structure. I think he had a 5-act structure there, which was awesome. All right, let's move on from Guitar Angela. Let's move to the UK for another person who's no stranger to the Darkhorse and World stage. You may know him from his tight pants or from his TV appearances. It's Sven Spandex. Yes, love it, love it, love it. I will say that I have my own tortured history with that track, and Sven, you did a much better job than I did. Judges, let's write down our scores. Between 2 scores on this. Oh, geez. All right. You guys ready?
Wait.
Nope, nope.
One sec. I just got just a little adjustment. Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
Mine's already been revealed. No surprise here. 5-6 from me. Where am I at? Jesus, Eric. 5-6 from Gore Kitty. A 5-4 from Argus. A 5-2 from Chateau Brutal. And a 5-9. I would like to go first. I think he's got a ton of airness. And I absolutely saw that. But and I appreciate the running around and the camera movement and the strangers who are all of a sudden finding themselves part of a competitive air guitar video. But it was hard to see when he turned around what he was doing, and there wasn't a lot of technicality to it, but the energy absolutely through the roof.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more, Malene. I lost my mind when I saw that child behind him. And all the pedestrians, just, I mean, the confidence, the airness, it was just dripping, and I loved it.
Well, there you go, Chateau Brutal. You wanted beads of sweat, and I think we got some.
Yeah, and it was very English style, you know, people walking right there. Okay, everything is normal.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's move on to our fifth competitor. This man, I don't know if he's Finland or the US right now. I know he lives in Finland, and he's a badass. Let's please have it up for Shred Lasso.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky.
Love it. Love it. And this is like the polar opposite of what we just saw from Sven Spandex. This is really just a guy in his kitchen, just air guitaring with a t-shirt on, just doing it. Great moves. Really good technicality. Writing. Judges, are you writing? I feel like I have to stall every time we do this. This is hard to judge and host. All right, you guys ready? Let's see those scores. Someone's going to teach me how to mirror my camera here on the chat. Let's 5.6, 5.5, 5.1, a 5.7 from Chateau Brutal, and 5.5 from Danosaurus Rex. Guys, tell us about Shred Lasso.
Maybe I can go first since I gave the worst score. So I want to say that every time I see Shred Lasso performing is getting better and better. So I really appreciate it. I think the problem here was the framing. We couldn't see the right hands, and I think unfortunately it didn't give me enough information on his performance. Yeah, but it was really cool.
Fantastic. And anybody else?
Yeah, I love the old school way to play guitar, and it's a kitchen to ends and music, and I love this way to play. I really saw the guitar. There was no guitar?
Yeah, I think Shred Lasso is one of our best at the technical virtuosity for sure. All right, let's move on to number 6, I believe, if I'm counting correctly. I'm probably not. I can't figure out how to get my camera right. But number 6 is Noisy Cricket. All right, noisy cricket, everybody. I'm seeing kind of a theme develop here with a little bit the poncho and the guitarantula and the Western theme kind of happening. But there was a lot of stuff going on in that. Judges, as we're writing down our scores, let's go to that 5 panel and see who's ready and see if I can stand in the right spot. There we go. Let's try this. All right, judges. A 5.1, a 5.0, a 5.3, and a 5.1, and a 4.6 from Agwc. Agwc, explain yourself.
Well, I keep tracks of my scores, and I think Saint Muscle was better, to my opinion, with more energy, more creativity. And so, to be fair, I gave him less point than the first contestant. That's it.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way to judge. That's the most fair way to do it is to go off of somebody else and make sure that you're being consistent. I love it. Anybody else want to talk about Sweden's own?
I remember seeing Noisy Cricket, right? Noisy Cricket.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Noisy Cricket last year on the Darkhorse stage in Finland, and I've seen such an improvement from that performance to this one, and just loved the transformations that you had, taking off the first layer, and then the song mix-ups. I just love to see your growth, and I'm excited to see more.
Fantastic. All right. And moving on, our very first competitor from Japan. Everybody knows Air Guitar Japan is a badass organization. And I'm really excited to see our next competitor, Yomatin KB. The question is, are you metal? And the answer is yes. Fran Chopin, we are live. I'm going to read from the chat. Wow, come on, vocals. This is her first year playing air guitar? Holy shit. Is that true, Mom Jeans? Wow. Okay, well, that's pretty great for a first air guitar performance. Judges, what'd you think? I'm giving this a 5.6. Yes, we also have another 5.6, a 5.5, a 5.4, and a 5.8 from Danosaurus Rex. Dana, do you want to go first?
Absolutely. The fact that it is her first time performing, I love that. I think that's so inspiring. And I am such an advocate for wanting to see more females in air guitar and just love seeing that representation. The technicality was so on point. I loved all of the physical choices that you were making on stage. I would say the only thing that I would just like to see a bit more of would be a little more facial emoting. I would just like to see just maybe a little more angry face or a little more sensual face.
All right, anyone else? All right, we're gonna move on. But also, yeah, I have to agree. That was amazing, and it started good and just got better as it went. Okay, let's move on. Our next competitor goes by the name Lenny Rocket.
Come on now, let me feel the ground sound. Come on now, let me feel the ground sound.
Oh, wow. Holy crap. I gotta say, I thought I was watching a Nicholas Winding Refn movie for a second there at the beginning, with that lighting. Wow, that was truly something else. And from Belgium, did not know that until I saw the lower thirds. Laurent, if I may request something, can we put the lower thirds up for a little bit and then get rid of them? Because oh, okay, all right. Well, we're gonna have to look beyond that because there was some newly new in there that was kind of under the lower thirds. But regardless, I thought that was pretty awesome.
For those of us
Judges,
in the class that don't understand what a lower third is, would you mind explaining that?
that thing at the bottom of the screen that says who they are. There you go.
Oh, cool.
All right, let's do this. 5-7, 5-7, 5-1, 5-3, and a 5.9 from Danosaurus Rex. We're breaking out the high scores. Anybody want to talk about Lenny Rocket?
I can say a word because it's from Belgium. So I want to say that it is also his first year into the air guitar world. And I'm very impressed by his energy, even though he could improve on technicality, but I'm very impressed by his energy. And to me, he has some real earnest.
Yes, may I
Absolutely.
continue? Because
Okay.
the energy was there. It was a really interesting setup for a video, and it started like storytelling. But I would have wanted to see more playing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the theatricality at the top was amazing. I thought that the song was going to end, but then he did go into the crazy solo stuff at the end, which was awesome and proved that he can do that. So a little bit more of that, I agree, would be nice. Nevertheless, an amazing performance. And now let's move on to our next competitor, Pink Passion. Yes, very nice work. Talk about theatricality. Here we are again. Amazing costume, amazing backdrop, and an amazing performer. Judges, let's get our scores written down, and we will hold them up and talk about Pink Passion. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
5.2. 5.2. We're very consistent here. 5.2, 4.9, and a 5.3. Just really quick, I wanted to say something. There was a lot of great technicality in terms of moves, but the right hand wasn't moving at all at the beginning, and so I felt like it wasn't as technical as it could have been, but still lots of energy and a great look.
I do agree with you. The right well, actually, the left hand also was at the beginning just staying like this, and basically for the first, I would say third of the song, she was actually playing the bass, like she was moving on the bass, not on the guitar. So
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Sometimes we get a little bit too technical when you have air guitarists judging, but I totally understand what you're talking about. Cat Friday says classic Moline. Yeah, I am a little stickler for that. In San Francisco, when I judge, I like to tell people that it requires both of your hands to be moving in sync, and so sometimes I get called out for being the dick judge, which is always fun. Anybody else want to talk about Pink Passion?
I just wanted to say there's a very fun fact that came up in the chat about Pink Passion's wardrobe. She has a team that designs new handmade costumes for her each year.
Ooh. Wow, that is amazing. Well, it shows. It shows. That was awesome. All right, fantastic. All right, let's move on to our next competitor. I'm not sure where they're from or who they are. Finland. Okay, fantastic. Finland is what I hear. So give a warm welcome to Thunderhouse.
Well, we had an old system, hot hell, cheating on a halo. Rising and out of the Holocaust, the house, kick out tomorrow. And break down agony after the ecstasy ain't over again. We're riding on the well, don't know you stand. Yeah, we stand. Five, yeah, wow. Five, yeah, wow. Demons, wow, man, loving it down. In 1960.
Wow. Okay. I thought we were watching an air guitar competition, but apparently we're watching air gymnastics. That was something else. And there was a lot of shadow and not a lot of great lighting. So it was really hard to see the technical on that one. So that's going to be a really tough one to judge. But the energy was amazing. And I would love to see that on the big stage. In fact, I think it would probably work better on the big stage because then people wouldn't be able to see that there wasn't a lot of air guitar in there. So I am giving him a 5-3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And we have another 5-3, a 5-4, a 5-4, and a 4-4 from Agwc. I
Yeah.
thought I was being rude. Agwc, explain yourself.
I'm sorry, but there was maybe 20% of air guitar in that performance. He spent so I gave him a 4.4 for the energy. Otherwise, I would have given a 4.1 for the air guitar because there was no air guitar at all. So the energy gave him a 0.2 extra point. I'm sorry, but yeah. Oh, actually, I'm not sorry.
Anybody else want to talk about Thunderhouse?
Oh yeah, Agwc is an angry one today. But yeah, it was very fun to see, but I'm still searching for the guitar.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I will say,
maybe on
yeah.
stage it will be incredible, but right there it doesn't really work.
I'm with you 100%, and I'm finding out on the chat that this is also his first air guitar performance. So Thunderhouse, we would love to see more. Maybe half as much gymnastics and half more air guitar. That was amazing.
Absolutely. Basically, keep the same energy and add air guitar, and you'll be a world champion.
There you go. There you go. All right. Moving on. I'm predicting the future, and I think the next person is Rockstradamus.
We can make it now. When we look until the sun goes down. I believe in a thing called love.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
We're finding out that was not actually an error the way that ended, but yeah, I mean, he should have known that, before turning it in. So because he's Rockstradamus. Anyway, I think I would take a trip through the universe with that guy. Judges, let's get our scores warmed up here, and then let's score Rockstradamus. We've got a 5.1, a 5.1, a 5.0, a 5.2, and the high score from Chateau Brutal of 5.4. Chateau, explain yourself.
Oh yeah, I really, really loved the outfit and the fact that we were looking at a bee from space with blue hair, which is very rare, in fact. And and okay, it was a little bit steady, but it worked really well. So I had a 5.4 for the space bee,
Yeah, I mean, the amount of effort that people are putting into these videos is really impressive.
I think it was a really solid presence of air guitaring, but I kind of missed the stage presence for like acknowledging the audience. But the technical merit was quite good. I could see his hands, they were doing things at the right things at the right time. But something I missed. But it was still a very entertaining performance.
Yeah, I'm with you. The facial expressions are a huge part of the deal. And if you can connect with the audience, that's enormous. Well, Rockstradamus, I predict that you will be back again to rock us in the future. I'm sorry for all these terrible jokes. And moving on to our next competitor. Okay, I don't know who this is, but I love this name. It sounds like we've seen them on the stage before, because this competitor is called One Last Comeback. Yes. Wow. Okay. Well, that is proof, ladies and gentlemen, that you don't have to do a heavy hard rock on track every time. Dare I say that might have been a little bit elegant. I don't know. Um, and I do believe we've seen him before, Iro Ohala, who goes by many names on air guitar stages. Judges, you guys ready? Guys and gals, all of us, theys and thems. We've got a 5-6 from Danosaurus Rex, a 5-5 from me, a 5-7 from Gore Kitty, a 5-7 from Ergus, and I think a 5-4 from Chateau Brutal. Let's hear it for one last comeback, guys. What'd you think?
You go ahead.
Go ahead, Ed.
I was just gonna say, I love the technicality. I think that was just so on point. I only gave it a 5-6 because you had a whole field. I wanted to see you running it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. There was a whole field there, and but I think like there was something elegant about it, right? Like I could see all the movements and everything. It was a little slow to get going, but definitely a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I would say it's not finish for him. It's all for me. Sorry for that.
All right, there we go. Okay, we are back. Thank you, Hot Licks. All right, our next competitor, again, no stranger to the world stage. He goes by a couple different names. And I have a feeling we're going to get something very classical from Airwolf van Airhoven. All right. What's that? Oh, call out the chat. Yes, Ludwig von Legoven. Absolutely. Good music choice. Airwolf. People are excited that the Airwolf is back. I'm excited as well. Airwolf van Airhoven. That may be his ninth symphony. I'm not sure. But he's been around for a long time. And, you know, we just talked about how the last competitor didn't move around in this huge area. Well, Airwolf didn't have a huge area, but he didn't need it because his facial expression and his technicality and the drama. He started with technical, ended with the rock. Very cool. Love that performance. There's a reason that he keeps coming back. All right, writing down my score. Everybody else? We've got a 5-8, a 5-5, a 5-6, and two more 5-8s. I am a 5-8. It just looks really bad because, yeah. Fantastic. Judges, what'd you think of Airwolf?
He's amazing as always. I think I would have loved a small solo, like a guitar solo. It would have given a few extra points, but otherwise, technicality, the character, the facial expression, he got everything.
Sehr gut.
Yeah.
Wunderbarf in the chat. Love it. All right.
5.8.
We had three 5.8s. 5.4
Six.
and a 5.5.
Yeah.
We're all just talking amongst ourselves, audience. This is our first virtual event, and we're trying to make sure that we afford it all the sincerity and accuracy of an event of this stature. All right, moving on to France. Another veteran, and I believe I am blanking on the airband's name. The Master Class. A member of the Master Class. Please give it up for Lady Attila. Yeah, very nice, very nice. A rooftop tracking shot, no less. I thought I was watching one battle after another in France there for a moment. Wow, yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna go first before while you guys are writing your scores down. That pretty much had everything. There wasn't a lot of crazy technicality, but she hit everything perfect and a lot of drama. And I love the message. And there's a reason that she keeps coming back. That's a 5.8 for me as well. And it looks like our scores are coming in. We've got a 5.9, a 5.8, a 5.7, and a 5.8. We're pretty much all in agreement that there was some serious airness there. Am I right?
Yes, you are.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go first. I remember seeing Lady Attila last year in Oulu, and she absolutely blew my mind. I was so excited to see what she's coming up with today or tonight, and I'm completely impressed, and the technicality, of course, perfect, right on lock. The camera work as well, gorgeous. The rooftop, stunning, like romantic, like you could propose to me up there, I'd say yes. And just like the little facial expressions right into camera. It's like you are main character energy and then some. I want more.
Fantastic. And in the chat, it looks like we have a world champion, the Devil's Niece from Germany, saying best performance so far. Awesome. And also from the whole masterclass, we freaking love you. Yes, a lot of brotherhood going on and sisterhood going on in the air guitar community. People don't talk about that enough. And yes, I am Dave Grohl for the people in the chat. Don't pay, but it's all for world peace, so we're all good. Okay, I don't know what part cut out there, but we are going to go. Okay, I've been trolled. Thank you. Going to the United States, our next competitor is called Airvont God. Okay. Okay. Maybe you should put up the technical difficulties and I should troll you, Laurence. We are going to come back to Ervant God due to the fact that his video has not come in through the satellites yet to the correct place. And so we will move on to our next competitor, Lil Ocean Riffs.
Dum da da dum da da dum da da dum da 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 da. To the room, passing out $100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. And I buy the bar a double round of Crown, and everybody's getting down in this town. Ain't never gonna be the same, 'cause I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city. I make a lot of noise, 'cause the girls, they are so pretty. Riding up and down Broadway on my old stud Leroy, and the girls say, save a horse, ride a cowboy. To the room, passing out $100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. And I buy the bar a double round of Crown, and everybody's getting down in this town. Ain't never gonna be the same, 'cause I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city. I make a lot of noise, 'cause the girls, they are so pretty. Riding up and down Broadway on my old stud Leroy, and the girls say, save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Is that how that one ends, Luke? Okay, there we go. Fantastic. Lil Ocean Riffs, which is an unusual name for somebody playing air banjo. But that was a very landlocked routine. Judges, let's get our scores together and we will show them to the cameras, and then we'll talk about Lil Ocean Riffs. Somebody online?
5-1.
5-1. Okay. A 5.0 from me, a 5.1 from Gore Kitty, a 4.7 from Ergus, a 5.1 from Chateau Brutal, and another 5.0 from Danosaurus Rex. Speaking for myself, I will say that I love the look, and I loved the track, and I love the differentiator. It's unlike anything else we've seen. I would just say, work on the technicality a little bit, and the stage presence is there. But yeah, that was a really cool video.
I can talk, since again I'm the Simon from this air guitar competition. Even though it might look like a bad score, again, I'm kicking trucks on my scores, and it's just a matter of being consistent. And I give her more scores than others, less than others, just because to me she fits in the between. And I kind of agree with you, Eric. More technicality will be a great improvement, because the character is there. Definitely, the character is there.
Speaking of character, I'd love to hear what Gore Kitty thinks about Lil Ocean Riffs trying to steal her look.
No, it's not stealing. I always appreciate the girls with the hats. Of course, keep on going, girl.
It's a tribute.
Well, you could say so.
Chateau, Dana, what did you guys think?
Oh, yeah, it shows, and sorry for that, but Lady Attila is a very impressive performer. So you can see the difference between the two performance, and maybe I want to say, go on, Little Ocean Waves.
I would say that I really enjoyed the journey that she took us on. I really liked that there was kind of a nice flow to it, going up on the stage and then sitting down. I thought that was such a stylistic choice. Of course, your costume and wardrobe is stunning. I think you look like a 10 out of 10. I would just love to see a little more. Just a little more play, a little more confidence in the facial expressions. I know that it's for a camera, performance. So maybe just looking down the barrel of the lens so that we can connect a little bit more with your emotions that you're feeling in the moment.
On the chat, it looks like we've got some great comments. The most burlesque air guitar act so far, and that's a lot of fun. Agreed. Love to see that. All right, we're still working on the gods. The air gods are working on Air Avant God.
I can see on the chat that some people are confused on which one we are now. I see 16, 17. Lil Ocean Riff is the 16. But she has been the 15 because we missed someone.
We missed someone, but they are definitely coming back. Yes. Hey, it's an international production, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to our next competitor from the US. Let's cue up a look at Lucky Luke.
I knew you're two coming me out with the cowboys from hell.
Woohoo!
Very nice. Oh my God. So wow, I have been waiting this whole event for somebody to do something that they can only do on camera. And if somebody was on stage at the Air Guitar World Championships and they pulled the hat off, that would not work. But that person was off camera. The hat flew off. That was amazing. Huge creative moment. And also the camera going up at the end when the guitar throws. I've seen so many guitar throws that are just terrible and they don't work at all because we don't hear them, they don't commit to them, they don't see them. But making the camera move, that's like an extra bit that makes it work. And I have to call that out. That was huge. All right, judges. Let's see what we thought of Lucky Luke. .9 from me, a 5.7, a 5.7, a 5.9, and another 5.9 from Drama Queen Ergus.
Go F yourself.
I love it. I love it. Let's talk about Lucky Luke really quick.
Well, I've always been a huge fan of his technicality. It's like clean. It's super clean. Every break, every switchback, every windmill is like super clean. And the energy is there, the creativity is there. And I said before that I was looking for craziness, and it was wild, wild, wild west.
The only thing it was missing was a giant mechanical spider. Dana, Chateau, Gore Kitty.
Yes, I I mean, I am just bewildered by the backdrop and the props that were there. I mean, there was actually hay, and then it was kind of like mixed in the on the floor. Like, were you in studio or did you create that yourself? I really felt like I was transformed into this world that you had created for us. The technicality, was perfect. I just like exactly like what was said. Every strum, every shred was just right on point. And you really took us on a journey. We really saw all the different parts of the stage, quote unquote, and yeah, really loved it. Well done.
On the chat there. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go to another one, and then we're gonna go to Air God. Is that right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I'm looking at the chat, and somebody said, "I love the bang gunshot unfurling to show make air, not war." Huge. I did too.
Yeah.
And
Recap. We're halfway there. How about
Yes.
a recap?
We
Yeah,
are halfway there.
For those who are criticizing my lip sync, that was improvisation. We didn't rehearse that. So please be kind with me. I'll try to improve later.
Okay, it looks like we are good to go with our missing competitor, our missing video. The satellites have put everything together. Hopefully it'll be in focus. We won't have any digital messiness on the screen. And let's give a warm welcome to Airvant God. Are we going to go to Roxy Riffless next, or are we going to stick with Airvant?
Yeah.
Okay,
Give a recap. Yeah.
my mistake.
halfway
That wasn't Airvant God. That was the final episode of Alf. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we've had a pretty amazing show so far. 15 competitors. We're halfway through. What do you guys think of the overall level of competition?
Will be so tough.
Yeah.
Will be so tough. There has been so splendid performances already, and there's still like half to go. And in August it will be a blast because only 3 of them will get to the final.
Is that true?
Yep.
Oh my God. Only 3 people out of this entire,
Yes.
but 15 of them are going to actually perform on the big stage, which will be a first for air guitar because usually we're in a small club.
Absolutely.
It will be a tight race.
I must say that I'm very impressed by all the energy and creativity that is put into the direction, the filmmaking, the editing. Even though it shouldn't be part of the way we score, it shouldn't influence the scoring. It is very impressive, at least for me.
Yeah, I agree, Ergus, and it's impossible for us as judges not to take that into consideration. But also, these people are going to have to do it for people on the big stage. They're going to have to bring that energy. And one person who we know can do that is our next competitor. Without any further ado, Airvant God. And he's not only made air, he's made art, ladies and gentlemen. He started as a blank canvas and he ended up the worst Picasso painting I've ever seen. No, sorry. Who's the guy that threw
Jackson Pollock.
Pollock? Yeah, the worst
Yeah.
Pollock painting I've ever seen. The other funny thing about that, I have to mention, is that we gave Lucky Luke props, or I did at least, for throwing the guitar up and having the camera go with him. But had we actually shown this video where it was supposed to go after one last comeback, then I would have saved all of my love for Ervant God, because he did the same thing, and that was amazing. Loads of airness. Judges, let's see your scores. Five, 6, 5, 6 from Gore Kitty. Yep. 5, 7, 5, 8, and another 5, 8. Let's talk about Ervant God.
Was it Angine de Poitrine?
Yeah, I
The
think
band?
so. Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering when someone would do that song. It's so mainstream right now. I love the painting. I'm already thinking of Anna Kaisa, who's freaking out to see that kind of show on the big stage. So yeah, but overall, amazing performance and very tight as well.
It will not happen on the big stage.
Yeah, Gore Kitty says that is not happening on the big stage. So again,
It was
Anna
Anna
Kaisa said
Kaisa.
that. Sorry. So again, another example of somebody taking advantage of the fact that we are doing videos. In the chat, it looks like somebody says, "Are you auctioning off that outfit?" I hope so.
You should put it in the
All
World
right.
Air Guitar Museum.
There you go. Let's put it in the World Air Guitar Museum. All right, let's get back on track to where we were at before. I believe we're going to go all the way to New Zealand for this next one. Is that correct? All right, let's take a look at Roxy Riffless.
Finland is the capital of metal.
Yes, love it. You love to see it. Back in with another fierce competitor and some heavy metal. That was pretty awesome. I'm gonna turn it over to my judges here in just a sec as we all write down our scores. All the way from New Zealand, Roxy Riffless. My score is a 5-5. And I'm going to figure this out before the show's over. I probably won't. 5-4, 5-3, 5-5, and 5-5. A lot of 5-5s. Not as good as a 6-6-6. But what'd you think, judges?
I gotta say that I loved it. I guess no one else figured out the reference on the Moomin characters and the Finnish children's heavy band Heavisaurus, which music was used on this one. So a lot of Finnish references, so I loved it, and I loved the energy and the outfit.
Yeah, I think a lot of Finnish references are going to play really good on the big stage, so that was probably a calculated and very smart move. All right, let's move on to another competitor from France, someone that we know very well, somebody who's been on the world stage and the Darkhorse stage, the leader, you could say, of the master class. A warm welcome for French Kiss.
Mama.
Wow.
Very nice. I love the final cut to the audience at the end. That's the first time we've seen that as well. I'm starting to think, judges, that it would be really cool if we could allow people to have video behind them while they play, because the syncing up there was really impressive. But of course, that's not what we're judging. We're not judging the video behind. We're judging the actual air guitar. And I think that's about as good as it gets technicality-wise. And that's why I'm giving him a 5.8. Another 5.8, a 5.7, a 5.9 from Gore Kitty, and a 5.8 from Chateau Brutal. Who wants to talk about French Kiss?
I want to talk about him. First of all, he's not the leader of the masterclass, okay? That's why I gave him a 5.7, not a 5.8, to teach him a lesson. No, seriously, I love him. He's amazing, but there was better competitors, and so I had to be, consistent, but great.
Consistency seems to consistently be your consistent thing.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we are running a little bit late, so we're going to keep comments to just one person, and we're going to move on to another incredible performer all the way from Germany, the former Onkel Udo, maybe the same, the incredible D. Fender.
You're playing tricks. You got everybody saying I do believe in magic. Your spell has got a hold on me. Every time you break free, you're so fine, you blow my mind like a magic,
Very, very nice. I have to say, I loved the bit at the beginning where he started low with the crab core and worked his way up and up and up with the music. That was totally badass. And also, it is not easy, I can speak from experience, to walk in a crowded place and see where you're going and not trip and still play great air guitar. So props for that as well. All right, judges, let's see your scores for the incredible Defender. 5.6, 5.6, 5.7, 5.6, and a 5.8. Very good scores. Well done, sir. Who wants to talk about the Defender?
I will. I was blown away by the cinematography of that. It felt like I was watching a movie or a TV show. It was so well shot and edited. Loved all of that. And then when it came to you coming out in the gym, the only thing I just would like to see a bit more of is I felt like your guitar was just a little bit stiff, you know. I would just like to see you let go of that just a little bit more. But I thought it was all around just really well done.
Awesome. Awesome. One more comment. Who else wants to talk?
Well, I loved the accents with the song. They were really accurate and really made it come up. The whole performance, the accents and the timing was really great.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Timing is everything in air guitar, as they say. I don't know who they are, and I don't know if they actually say it, but I just did. All right, our next competitor, all the way from the USA, the Beast, Georgia Lunch.
Power of the night. The call of the wire. Power of the night. Raise the fist of the metal giant. Power of the night.
Yes. How about that? All right. I have to say, I've seen Georgia Lunch several times and always blown away by her technicality, but I really think she brought it up to a new level this time. And this is a competitor who I think benefits from the fact that the camera can get in close and we can see those moves. It's a little bit tougher on the big stage to see all those intricate moves, but she kept true to who she is and she did a great job. That's a 5.7 for me. What else do we have? We've got a 5.8, a 5.5, a 5.7, and our very first 6.0 from Danosaurus Rex. Dana.
Yes, I was absolutely blown away by that. Everything that I was thinking I wanted to see, I saw. I saw the airness, I saw the technicality, I saw a perfectly polished routine. Whenever I was thinking I want a bit more, she brought it and it was there. She split the guitar, played it both ways, had it going, you know, around legs. It was just amazing, and the facial expressions amazing. I just loved it all. I don't know what to say. No notes.
No notes. No notes. I love it. I love it. Anybody else?
Well, actually, when it started, I was like, okay, technicality is very cool, but there is no like special move or something to give me. And then she pulled some tapping. She split the neck in half. I was like, every second there was like a new level of creativity, and that what gave us more score throughout the video.
Absolutely. And you can see it all, right? There's nothing there, but we can see it all. That's true air guitar. That was a great performance. All right, let's move on. We're still in the US. We're staying in the US for our next one. This is String Theory. I was like, did he turn back into a puppet? He cast off his strings and he was free. And then I thought at the end maybe he turned into a puppet again. Wow, that was incredible. I have to say, another great competitor with very, very strong technicality, but also look at the creativity there, right? I felt like when he was doing the puppet moves that he was actually like moving like a puppet, and the facial expressions and the makeup like a puppet, sorry. That was kind of, the perfect package. Um, let's see what our judges thought as I write down my score, and it's really hard to read, but it is a 5-8. Wow, the other ones are hard to read as well. 5-7, 5-5, 5-7, and another 5-7. Great scores for string theory. Judges?
Oh yeah, it was very original. I never seen something like that, so that's why I gave a 5.7, and also the place was quite impressive with the trashes and everything else. Good job.
Yeah, I really liked how the puppet air guitar had a different feel than when he threw his strings off. All of a sudden, it got more fluid and a great combination of storytelling there. All right, let's stay in the U.S. apparently, or the peace flag, whatever we want to call it. But our next competitor is a former U.S. champion, and you all know him. His name is Slappy Nuts. Oh, it's another air guitarist who started out in a terrible place and ended in a terrible place in that horrible black and white world. I love the color that came in there, and I love the set design and the balloons and everything. The white, I mean, guys, I feel like we're watching some actual short films here in this competition. I will say that the air guitar was really great, but it was pretty samey. So it didn't actually move to new places very often. But everything else was amazing. And so that is a 5-6 for me. And a 5-6, a 5-6, a 5-7, and a 5-7. Slappy Nuts. Let's talk Slappy Nuts. Or not.
I agree. I agree with everything that you said, Malene. I would say that I wanted to see just a little bit more of a journey, I think. It felt just a little bit stasis in terms of, the 60 seconds that you have. That being said, it was well-rounded, ending, where it began. But I just feel like, you kind of put baby in a corner a little bit there with the set dressing that you had. You were kind of forced to be in this confined, baby corner, and nobody puts Slappy Nuts in a corner. You shouldn't do that. Want to see a little more, freedom for you.
Yep, that's true. We know that Slappy Nuts can do the big stage. He's got a ton of energy, and it was a unique decision to put him in a box like that. But still a great performance. And we are moving on to Japan. Once again, another veteran of both the Darkhorse and the world stage. Please put your hands together for Shaditon KD.
踊るはほう見るはほう同じアホなら踊るでしかしここで踊らにゃいつ踊るメタリメタリ
Shaditon KD, not the first person to have piped in crowd noise, but definitely the first person to use it as often as he did, and probably well deserved. I've seen him so many times at the Darkhorse kill an audience, and that's pretty much what it's like right there. All right. Boy, I'm giving a lot of scores right in this range. This is really, really tough, guys. All right. Scores up from the judges. A 5-7 from me. A 5-8 from Danosaurus. A 5-8 from Ergus. A 5-5 from Gore Kitty. And a 5.6 from Chateau Brutal. Who wants to talk about Shaditon KD?
I can say that my God, the energy was there. It was like super energetic, but still very on point. It didn't miss any cue moment, any like breaks and stuff like that. So I was very impressed. And yeah, I don't know what to say, but energetic and very precise.
Absolutely precise, and the energy was there. You know, he brings it every time, and it's just he's one of the best. All right, moving on. Oh, what do we have? Yes, Roxy Riffless says in the chat, if this is what the Dark Horses are bringing, I can't wait to see what the national champs show up with. I like it. I like it. Yeah, and speaking of national champs, we are about to go to our first air guitar Kenya national champ, and he is bringing it today in the Dark Horses. Please put your hands together for Slim.
The organized slaughter of the innocent gets the shit into the heaven state right now. It's a thing in the heaven hour, get them to the man. Execution without a trial, think about that for a while. From the day they both do to the kill, so you don't decide to be fulfilled. Yeah! Execution without a trial, get them to the man. Do we come like that all get them to the man? With the big outside walls, get them to the man. Slowly remind you of the wild, get them to the man.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so there we go. 2 vertical videos that got repeated. No editing on that is what we heard from our L'Orange in our ear. Slim from Kenya. Amazing performance. Great look. The headbanging always tops. I love it, especially when the hair is real and not a wig. 5.2 from me. We've got a 5.1, we've got a 5.5, a 5.5, and a 5.6. Who wants to talk about Slim?
All right, I will say that I thought the headbanging really captivated me. I just liked the yeah, like just the rawness of it. I really enjoyed the energy and that like that dark metal. I just felt like he really embodied it. And I think, you know, just room for improvement would be the technicality aspect. Some of those shreds, you know, just a little bit more fine-tuned, a little bit more perfected in that sense. But hey, I'm an airhead, so what do I know?
I would agree. I think Slim, I would just open up a little bit more. Everything seemed to be right here in terms of the air guitar, but I love the energy and the look. And I'm getting pushback on the chat from Mom Jean's Genie, who says there's nothing wrong with wigs. And I guess I have to agree with her. All right, let's go to our next competitor. We are having all the way from Germany, another German. I love it. I love it. Please welcome to the stage virtually, Dave.
You must have been a dance commander, giving out the order for fun. You must have been a dance commander, you know that he's the only one who gives the orders here. I wanna take you to a gay bar. I wanna take you to a gay bar. I wanna take you to a gay bar, gay bar, gay bar. Stop. Continue.
Yes. All right. Speaking of no wigs, I was waiting for that hair to get thrown around, and it did at the end. Very nice work, Dave. I also thought you were going to do a little bit more Autobahn, but I love where you went. There were so many changes in that song. Great facial expressions, a good amount of technical work, not great. So I'm giving it a 5-4. 5-4 from Door Kitty. 5-6 from Danosaurus. I think that's a 5-2 from Chateau Brutal. And a 5-4 from Ergus. Chateau, why a 5-2?
Yeah, it works, but I've seen very very better candidates who are playing technically stuff technically more efficient. So it's a 5-2. Sorry.
Well, we got a comment on the chat that says, "Love this rocking in the name of peace out in the open. Pure happiness," from the Lost Heartbreaker. I couldn't agree more. Her enthusiasm came right through, and I really did love that performance. All right, let's go to Canada, Dana's home country, and let's see the next video from Shreddin' Scales.
By the way.
Oh man, the changes, the cinematography, the location, that was rocking, rocking. Loved it, loved it. Anna Kaisa, what did you say to us on the back end? Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes, that was Shred and Scales from Canada. That's the first performance I've seen of her. I thought it was great. Again, I loved all the changes. I would open up the air guitar just a little bit more and maybe look at the audience or the camera a little bit more. But a really great video and a 5-3 for me. A 5-2 from Ergus. A 5-3 from Gore Kitty. A 5-3 from Chateau Brutal. And a 5-5 from Danosaurus Rex. Dana.
Yes, well, thank you so much for representing our country. Elbows up. We're fighting the good fight up here in the True North Strong and Free. And so excited to have seen you represent Canada and loved your performance, loved the rooftop. I would just love to see that guitar just open up just a little bit more, just a little more, relaxation in the shoulders. But I love seeing the improvement, how far you've come along your air guitar journey. I can see that technicality significantly improving, and like the creativity of your routines as well was just really well done.
Agreed. You love to see it. You love to see it. And our next competitor is also from Canada, former world champion of air guitar. Let's welcome Mr. Ichabod Fame. Yes. Oh man, I love watching that guy. That was great. Another example of how you don't have to rock 1,000% with a really fast, thrashy song to make something amazing, and also a really good blend of the gymnastics and the air guitar. Right, this guy is no slouch. All right, putting my score together. Ichabod Crane, judges. What'd you think? Sorry, fucked it up. 5-7, 5-8, 5-7, 5-9, and a 5-6. Gore Kitty, tell us about Ichabod Fame.
Like you said, you don't always need to rock hard to make a great performance, and you don't have to be a gymnastic or a dancer, but it'll help. Let's say so. It'll help. I really love his smooth movements and the bursts of energy that come from the, let's say, signature moves that he's been giving for us for years.
Yeah,
Lean, can you read out some of the comments in this in the chat? They're on fire right now.
Mom Jean says this was like a dramatic romance scene in an 80s action movie. And of course, yes, the best hair whipping in the entire match so far. Somebody Yeah, the way the sun lit back his hair or lit back his hair, the moment of the night. I mean, honestly, if you're gonna film at the Magic Hour, you could do a lot worse than Ichabod Fame. Um, Beautiful work, my friend. All right, we've only got two left. Can you guys believe it? This is crazy. And we are gonna go all the way to Taiwan for our next competitor. You may know him by other names. He's had many over the years, I believe, and a staunch veteran of the scene and a great guy, Iron Age. Oh my God, I think he threw at least 5 or 6 air guitars during that routine and seamlessly
I want to
caught other
count.
ones. What's
I
that?
want to count how many guitars he took and how many he threw to see if that matches.
Exactly. Yeah, that
I
was awesome.
counted. It does match. It does match.
Okay, all right, there we go. Another thing I really liked about that performance, obviously the technicality it was stupendous, and I think it's really important to let people know who are air guitar first timers that air guitar has been around since the dawn of man, and on the 8th day, God created rock and roll. On the 9th day, He created Iron Age, and that is a 5.7 for me.
Oh, and I was
We've
gonna put
got-
a 7 too. Why didn't I do it?
Yeah, we have all 5.7s except for Dana's 5.6, which luckily in the world of Air Guitar World Championships is dropped. So that does not
Who's
matter.
who's the mean one now?
Exactly. All right, Dana, explain yourself.
Listen. I was gonna put a 7, and I was like, I've been given too many 5.7s. I gotta calm down a little bit. And
I'm
then
with you.
I was back and forth, and I was like, you know what? I think I would have, I don't know, just wanted to see a little bit more of, just a little more airness, perhaps. Was just missing that, and that would have, if I just had a kiss more of that, it would have been a 5.7.
Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, technically, in the end, it was a 5.7. So straight 5.7s for Iron Age. A fantastic performance. And we only have one left, everybody. This is it. I have to stress how hard this is being a judge. If we all feel like we're in the same, level of scores, that's because this is a really, really tight competition. And, we're really excited to be the people who choose who's going to go on, but we would love to see everybody up on that stage. And Ergus told me that everybody is invited to perform, even if they don't make it through in the competition on the stage in Oulu this year. Is that right, Ergus?
It is right. So actually, all of the people that didn't make it through this virtual dark horse, either on the 30 of tonight, but even the 47, I can remember how many people submitted a video, 44 people, they are all invited to participate at the opening show of this dark horse competition in Oulu on this massive stage in front of thousands of people. We have been staging a opening number, a 7-minute show, telling the story of air guitar, and all of those air guitarists are more than welcome to be part of it. It's going to be amazing. And I would dare to say it's going to be the biggest opening number about air guitar ever.
Awesome. You love to see it. It would be very fitting for the biggest stage and the craziest 30-year celebration. It's going to be so, so cool. Jealous, wish I could be there, but very excited to watch it online. And that brings us to number 30. From the United Kingdom, we have the Joker.
live one here. This town needs an enema.
This town
Yeah.
needs an enema. Oh my God. Another example, friends, of somebody who's just got enormous stage presence and commitment to character. The close-ups, of course, really help with that. That was a truly great performance, and I feel like I'm doing this a lot. But we are here. I am being fair. I'm looking at all the other scores I've given and trying to judge each one in that realm. And it's another 5-7 from me.
Oh, there we go.
And it's another 5-7 from Dana and from Chateau, a 5-6 from Gore Kitty, and a 5-5, which does not count, from Ergus.
I'm wondering how many of my scores are going to count tonight.
Based on that one, I hope not very many. Wow, I mean, guys, facial expression and character, let's talk about it.
Oh my gosh, I was transfixed. I felt like I was watching someone's personal, YouTube channel that's like a full caricature and was going to take us on a ride. And I mean, I certainly was taken on a ride. I loved the use of the camera lens, that you came in so close. You never lost the guitar either. When you came in really close to the camera, we still saw you strumming and doing the chordal progressions. And I loved even when you went really far back and you were still in character the whole time. Yeah, I saw that you were the Joker doing air guitar.
Couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. All right, well, that is our competition. While the digital bean counters are crunching the math, and Anna-Kaisa is keeping our official spreadsheet alive, let's open up the floor. Judges, talk to me. Who melted your face? Who gave us a highlight move that belongs in the Hall of Fame? And who completely shocked you? Let's hear it.
It was just pure awesomeness the whole evening. Like it was just shredding and bumming all the time. I don't even remember the highlights now. I do have my notes here, yes. So if you give me a minute, I will come back to you in a minute.
I believe the scores are coming through, and just trying to confirm that there's no ties. Ergus, that was really cool what you mentioned about everybody being able to perform.
Yeah, no ties.
No ties, no ties. All right, so we've got our
That
final
matter.
15. Yes, we've got our final 15. The scores are coming in right now from 15 to 1. Again, Oulu is where all the magic happens, everybody. Every August. It's an amazing time. If you've never been, I'm excited for all the people who are advancing forward today, who are going to get to go. We're going to celebrate 30 years of the Air Guitar World Championships, and it's going to be a hell of a time. We've got 3 nights, right? We have 3 nights of events. I believe Laurent had a graphic that he was going to show. Actually 4 nights, right? Because all of these videos are going to be shown on Tuesday night with the other ones that didn't make it to this show. All 44 videos are going to be shown on Tuesday night at the Darkhorse's video show. Wednesday, of course, is the orientation, where everybody gets together, and it usually ends up in some drunken karaoke, but who knows? Craziness, guys. Darkhorse qualification round on the big stage this year, not at 45 Special, not at a small club. So that's going to be amazing. And of course, the world final split up into 2 days. Friday the 28th, round 1. Or Saturday the 29th, the world final, round 2, and we crown our world champion for this very special and very awesome year. All right, let's go to the results. We're going to start with 15 and go up to 1. And we have in 15th place, it worked, 1 last comeback.
Woo!
Yes, yes. Next, who's going to be performing on the big stage? Mr. Slappy Nuts.
Woohoo! Woo!
Also from Germany, the incredible Defender.
Woohoo!
We have the Joker, who we just saw. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope you give the crowd an Olu and enema. We also have Iron Age, Shotaton DKD, String Theory, and Airvont God, who all tied with 17.1. They're all going to the big stage as well. And we have a bunch of ties for 17.2. I knew it. I mean, while we were doing this, I knew we were all in the same zone. There's a lot of ties because there's a lot of talent. The Beast, Georgia Lunch, going to the big stage. Ichabod Fame, going to the big stage. Airwolf van Erhoven, going to the big stage. And with 17.4, we have a tie again, both from France, Lady Attila and French Kiss. Congratulations. You guys are going to the big stage as well. And all these points, I have to say, are going to be posted online after the event. And we had a tie for first, which, you know, doesn't really matter when you're just qualifying for the Darkhorse event. So congratulations to our first place winners, who will also be there, Guitar Antula and Lucky Luke. And thank you to our judges. Larange, also thank you for you. Yes, everybody else had a chance to put something. I've been doing a lot of talking, guys. I'm really sorry. So I didn't have a time to write a message, but to the beautiful, magnificent, twisted air guitar community watching across the globe, we love you. Keep shredding, keep believing, and please remember to make air, not war. Good night.
Woohoo!